Alright everyone, welcome to another edition of this speed comparison. I think that's what I'm going to name this new series, this speed comparison. This isn't a new series at all. I've done like 40,000 of these. And I kind of wanted to see how the speed comparison will be between an iPhone 5S and an iPhone XR. And this is a little bit different because usually I would go and like talk about the cameras, the screens, and all this stuff. But honestly, I'm just really curious on the speed of these things. So I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm going to go ahead and clear out everything in the background. As you can see, they're both clear. I guess we'll start off with a boot up test. I'm just kind of curious to see which one would boot up faster. I forgot you got to shut this one like this. Okay, clear this one off. I got to clear this one off. What the hell? There we go. It took like 3 hours. So I'm going to go ahead and clear them out. So I'm going to go ahead and power them both on and see which one boots up faster. Now, I'm not going to be able to talk the whole entire time probably, so I'm going to go ahead and boot it up. 3, 2, 1. Okay, as you can see, the iPhone... Okay, then the iPhone XR shortly after. So I guess the iPhone XR was a little bit slower at actually registering it to boot up. The iPhone 5S got, I guess... But it's still probably the iPhone XR is still probably going to boot into it faster, so I'm not even going to be like too shocked here. And as you just saw, the iPhone XR booted up faster. The iPhone 5S is still a little bit behind, as expected. It's an older phone. And like I said, I'm not saying, which one is faster. I'm not trying to say which one is faster. I'm trying to see how much faster the iPhone XR is compared to the iPhone 5S. So I think that will clear up like some questions and comments people will have. So they're both clear. Everything's cleared out in the background. Let's go ahead and boot up some simple apps, like all these apps in the front. Let's go into the camera. 3, 2, 1. And as you can see, the XR was extremely faster there. Let's do the photos. 3, 2, 1. And again, the iPhone XR opens it up like it's just already in the background. Let's do calendar. 3, 2, 1. And again, the iPhone XR is faster as expected. Let's do mail. 3, 2, 1. And iPhone XR faster again. Let's do maps. 3, 2, 1. And iPhone XR is faster again. And I think even the loading speeds, as you can see, is so much faster on the iPhone XR. It doesn't even glitch out that much. Let's hop out of that. Let's go ahead and do clock. 3, 2, 1. And I love doing these smaller apps, these like stock apps, because it's just really shows even apps like this, which are made, not to be like downloaded or really updated at all, are like faster, which is so crazy because they're not even that big apps. Let's go ahead and do weather. 3, 2, 1. And as you can see, the iPhone 5S was slower as expected. Let's do news. 3, 2, 1. And yep, 5S definitely is slower. And I would just rerun this even though this thing is like, has a pop-up, but I don't even want to just because there's really no point in doing it. But I know I'm going to make a lot of you guys mad by me saying that, so I'm just going to go ahead and redo it. So I already hopped out of this one. I'm going to hop out of this one. Let's go ahead and do news again. 3, 2, 1. And as you can see, the iPhone 5S still is slower as expected, guys. And make sure you guys go vote if you're in the United States of America. Go register, go vote for whoever you want to. Let's go ahead and do notes. 3, 2, 1. That's my little plug. I'm not getting sponsored by the government for saying that. As you can see, actually, I think the 5S was faster there. They put up that continue thing on the bottom. That was kind of weird. Let's do stocks. 3, 2, 1. And as you can see, stocks is faster on the iPhone XR as expected. I think that's going to be a reoccurring trend here, if you will. Let's go ahead into iTunes Store. 3, 2, 1. Guys, I got dad jokes for days now. Okay, again, the iPhone XR is faster, guys. Like I said, it's probably going to be like that for a while. Let's do App Store. 3, 2, 1. And again, iPhone XR is faster, and as you can see, apps are updated on both pretty much. Let's go and do iBooks. 3, 2, 1. And the weird thing is, I've noticed with iBooks, it doesn't seem to be that big of an app, but for older devices, it seems like it takes a very long time for it to open. Same thing I saw with the 6 and the 6 Plus, so that was kind of weird. I was not expecting that. Alright, obviously XR is faster. Let's go ahead and go into the greatest website in the world, flawlessphone.com. 3, 2, 1. Make sure if you ever need to get a used phone or anything like that, or even a certified refurbished, get it through flawlessphone.com. As you can see, iPhone XR is faster yet again. Let's go ahead and load up the iPhones page. 3, 2, 1. And I'm pretty sure the XR is going to load faster. Maybe, I don't know. And the XR was faster there, a little bit faster. Maybe it was like almost the same. Pretty much it was going to be ultimately faster on the iPhone XR than on the iPhone 5S. Let's go into the Watch app. 3, 2, 1. And as you can see, it just literally opens it up right on the iPhone XR. It's a little bit slower on the iPhone 5S as expected. Let's go and do podcast. 3, 2, 1. And it gets into the app faster on the iPhone XR again as expected. Let's go and do files. 3, 2, 1. Okay, faster. Let's go ahead and hop into the next page. Now this page, I downloaded a ton of third-party apps that I downloaded to the App Store. So these are not stock, and I already opened them up on both. So this is as fair as I can get. Let's go and do the first one. 3, 2, 1. And as you can see, TikTok opens faster on the iPhone XR. I've been addicted to TikTok. I just think it's so weird. but I don't know why I'm so addicted to it. All right, let's do Netflix. 3, 2, 1. And as you can see already, it's already faster on the iPhone XR, and as you can see, it booted up right in. And the iPhone 5S is coming in shortly after, in like 5 seconds. There we go. Let's do Quizlet. 3, 2, 1. I think I just hit the camera there. I do apologize. I try to be as like not weird as possible, but sometimes I do hit it and it shakes. And this new desk I got, guys, is actually a lot better than the other one. If you guys remember the other one, the last desk I had would literally shake up like so much. It was so annoying. As you can see, it opens up right up into the iPhone XR, a little bit slower on the iPhone 5S, but eventually does get into it. Let's do slices. 3, 2, 1. And this one is probably going to take a minute. I hate these games because they take so long. As you can see, the iPhone XR just got into it. The iPhone 5S is still on the loading screen. And what's crazy is the iPhone XR isn't even the fastest iPhone right now. It's right behind the XS and XS Max. This one has 3 gigs of RAM. This one has 1 gig of RAM. So that's pretty crazy, the difference there. Let's go and do BOFA. 3, 2, 1. And the iPhone XR just got into it. And the iPhone 5S still is a little bit behind, but not by like crazy amounts. As you can see, it finally got into it. Good news. Let's go ahead and do Reddit. 3, 2, 1. And the iPhone XR again is faster. Good, okay, finally got into it. Let's go ahead and do the next one. 3, 2, 1. And even looking at an angle, I know they're the same PPI, I think the pixels per inch, but the iPhone XR does have a much better screen than the iPhone 5S, as expected. You know, I think it has a lot to do with the True Tone display, honestly. These colors on the iPhone XR do look a lot warmer, in my opinion, so that's definitely a good thing. I mean, I like warmer colors overall, and True Tone is really cool. I know True Tone was only for like the iPhone, the OLED panels on the iPhones, but you also have to remember that the iPads also had True Tone, so I feel like in the future they're really going to start pushing True Tone on all the displays, which is really, really cool. Alright, as you can see, the iPhone XR was faster. I would love to see, I don't know if the Apple Watches have them yet, but how cool would it be if the Apple Watches had True Tone, man? And again, I'm just loading these things up. They take forever to load on the 5S. And this is the same way I had, the same feeling I had when I did the iPhone 6 versus the iPhone XR comparison. That one took forever to load up on the other devices. As you can see, it's still loading. And this isn't to see which one is faster, it's to see how much faster the iPhone XR is compared to the older generation. It's pretty crazy to think that this was like the flagship at the time. This was what people were spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars at the time for. And to see that, you know, it's really cool that it's still supported, but to see how much slower it is, it's pretty crazy. You can see this thing is still loading while this thing is already loading. You can be like done with the game here where you're still like loading. Well, that's a little over exaggeration, but you guys know how it is. And this one finally got into it. Okay, let's hop out. Let's do this one. 3, 2, 1. And I don't even know what these games are. These are the randomest games ever. I just randomly downloaded them. Just went to the game page and just downloaded all the free ones. And as you can see, we're already into it. I've never played this actually. I wonder how this is. Oh, you have to like... Oh, okay, that's pretty sick. It's like kind of like mini golf in a way. Alright, as you can see, I'm already playing it on the iPhone XR while the iPhone 5S is still loading. And then we finally get it. I wonder how much slower this is. Oh, it's not that bad. It's pretty glitchy though, a little bit. As you can see how much glitchy this on the iPhone 5S is over the iPhone XR. And this is just like a random game. I wasn't even planning on playing it. But you can see like the difference here. And I mean, is it noticeable? Yes, it is 100%. I mean, you can see it's glitching all over the place. And that's just like a not even that intensive of a game. Let's go and do the next one. 3, 2, 1. And I think this is going to be the same exact way the iPhone XR, as you can see, is already in. I can already play this game. I'm already playing it while it's still loading on the iPhone 5S. And it's going to take forever for it to get done too. So like I already died in this game one time. Let's see if I can get another game in. As you can see, finally we get into it. Let's go ahead and see a speed comparison between the games. And you can see, dude, it's like so glitchy on the iPhone 5S, which is expected. I mean, I'll be honest, you know, it's an older phone, but it's pretty crazy that it's different by that much. Now let's go ahead and do some other apps. Now I do have Temple Run on both, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Let's do Temple Run. 3, 2, 1. And I was actually finally able to run a benchmark after I updated on iOS 12.1 on the iPhone XR, which really sucks because after all my videos are done, I don't even have a multi-core score to compare all of them. But as you can see, we're already into the game on the iPhone XR, and you can go ahead and play with it and everything while you're still loading on here. Now, okay, now you can do the resume or whatever, but still, like, you're comparing like crazy amounts of difference of speed, not only just in like the graphics itself, but also the loading times, which is pretty crazy. Now let's go ahead and do Real Racing 3, which is a pretty huge game. Let's go and run it. 3, 2, 1. And this is going to be pretty crazy, I think. The iPhone XR is going to annihilate the iPhone 5S. And I'll go ahead and do both, where I usually like tap on both the screens, just in case I'm on two different fields of the game. I think the XR, okay, so the XR is already loaded. The iPhone 5S is still like going through, and I'm already able to play this game here. And I mean, like, you guys can be the judge. I don't have to keep talking. But the iPhone 5S still isn't even in the Real Racing 3 logo page. Now it finally gets into it. And you can see, man, it's like, and again, I'm not hating on the iPhone 5S. I love the 5S a lot. Now we're finally into the game. But it's just cool to see how much difference we have now. You know, before it was like, oh my God, like this was the fastest thing in the world. And now we have things that are so much faster. Now, again, I told you I did run a benchmark. I was able to do it on the iPhone XR. And it's funny because I clicked on the app first on the 5S and then after on the XR loaded up first. But you can see on the iPhone 5S, we had a multi-core score of 61,237, and it actually went to 326,447 on the newer budget iPhone. So I'm not saying that the iPhone XR is slow at all. I'm not saying that at all. And I'm not even saying the iPhone 5S is a bad phone or anything, but look at the difference here. This is the cheaper iPhone model of this year, which isn't even that cheap. I already made a video about it, versus the flagship of 2013. So this is pretty crazy. I'm excited to see how much faster phones are getting. And comparing these two phones, I mean, you can obviously see what the difference is. I have mad love for the iPhone 5S, but we all can see that. I mean, honestly, if you have an iPhone 5S and you're debating on upgrading or something, the speed alone is definitely worth the upgrade, I would say. Let alone the battery life, the camera, the screen, which isn't even that good of a screen, but it's definitely an upgrade from a 5S and all those other things. Man, you might as well go and upgrade. But honestly, like I said, if you want, the iPhone X is also a much better phone than the 5S. Dude, even an iPhone 6S is a much better phone than the iPhone 5S, but that is pretty much where I'm going to end it out. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, if you want to see another comparison between an iPhone XR and like an even older iPhone, let me know in the comment section below. Whichever comment gets the most likes, I'll go ahead and do that video. I was planning on doing like an iPhone XR versus like an iPhone 5. So if you guys want to see that, hit that like button. If this video gets like 500 likes, I don't know how many views this video is going to get, but if it gets like 500 likes, I'll go ahead and do the iPhone XR versus the iPhone 5. So that is pretty much it. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it. Like I said, definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber we get really does count. So it means so much if you guys could hit that. Also, check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel. I do a lot more iOS comparisons and stuff on that channel too. So definitely check that out. That's also linked down below. But more importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.